Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth and fancy seeing you here, and you are very welcome, my friends, and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, grab a pew. Zack Snyder's big gamble with the Snyder Cut. What am I talking about? Well, listen, I'm convinced that AT&T and Warner Brothers want to get Zack to complete the Snyder Cut so they can release it, but they have a problem. And it's a financial problem. Yes, Warner Brothers are worth trillions and trillions of dollars. There's no question about that. But as a business, it has to make sense because I personally don't know how much work the Snyder Cut still needs. Now, at SnyderCon, I swear I heard Zack say that it's almost complete. So there must be some editing still to be done, some VFX still to be done. And obviously, I think they'd have to do the music as well. So there is kind of, and then there's lots of other stuff like marketing, packaging, things like that. These things cost money, and they have to see that they're going to make as much money, at least what they spend. Because with director's cuts, there's never a big profit on them, so that's not really an issue. But the studio have to work out, is this worth our while? Now, if they feel this is not worth their while, what they may do is say to Zack, listen, we want to do this, but we need your help. Are you willing to come in financially with us? Now, you would imagine that Zack Snyder would bite their hands off, but it depends. I mean, I don't know how much money Zack's actually worth, so that will be very, very interesting to see if Zack's willing to financially be involved with getting the Snyder Cut out there. I know he's desperate for everyone to see it. That's obvious. You just, by looking at him and the way he's conducted himself, all the stuff that he's leaked to the fans has been fantastic. So he wants us to fight for this. But there may come a moment where we're saying to Zack, listen, we don't know if you can afford it, but if you can, please go into Warner Brothers financially with them, give some money in yourself so we can finally see this film and we can, rip to pieces, we can snap in half the disc that is the Justice League cut, the theatrical cut, whatever you want to call it, and, just have this brilliant Snyder Cut, the real Justice League, as I've been calling it from the beginning. Because I believe this is what it might take. It may need some financial kind of impetus from Zack. And it'll be very interesting to know if he's willing to do that. If any of you know him personally, kind of have heard anything on the grapevine. Because I think this is what it's going to take if there's not enough people who are going to come and buy this movie. Now, we know there's thousands of people around the world who want this. So I think it could at least maybe nearly get its money back. Look, certainly, as I say, releasing director's cuts isn't a business money-making idea. It's mainly studios who respect the creatives they work with, and the creatives who work with them go to them and say, listen, I don't believe my film was completed, and I'd like to complete it. And the studio goes, well, you know what? Yeah, if you can hand over some of the money yourself and we can put some in, we'll do that for you because we want to continue working with you. We have a great relationship. And this is another problem. Will Zack Snyder and Warner Brothers ever work together again? So there's lots of different political reasons that go together, which either will give us the Snyder Cut or won't. But don't shoot the messenger, because it isn't bad news, because it could be a situation where Zack Snyder says, do you know what? I just want this out there. Right, how much do you want me to put into this project? And I'll do it. Because I can't see Zack refusing to put in some money for the project. So it's a big gamble. And how much money does he gamble on this cut? Because he isn't going to make any money on it. But he's doing it for himself. He's doing it for us. He wants that film out there. He wants to right this wrong. We all want to right this wrong because it's a massive wrong. I've seen studios treat their creators and actors disgustingly, then slap NDRs on them so, they can't say anything about it. But this is the most despicable decision. And the truth is, the people running Warner Brothers now, maybe apart from one or two people, are not the people who created this mess. So with a clear heart and open heart, they can do something about this. They can fix this situation In other words, they can right a wrong.